It's 6 o'clock on Monday, the 4th of November. Good morning. This is Today with Nick Robinson in Salford and Michelle Hussein in London.
How are businesses, many of those small businesses, the family businesses that Sir James Dyson talks about in his piece today, how are they actually starting to act in the immediate days after the budget? A company that looks at this kind of stuff is Kroll, Financial and Risk Consultancy, which says that those in the hospitality, leisure and retail businesses expected to feel the most pain, as Paul was alluding to a bit there. Sarah Rayment is a co-head of global restructuring at Kroll, joins me now. Hi, Sarah.
Good morning.
What have you seen businesses doing, asking about since Wednesday?
So I think businesses have, as we've heard from your previous guests, been looking at what the cost burden, the tax burden is going to be for them going into next year. So the national insurance hike, the minimum wage increase, and for the hospitality, leisure and retail sector particularly, the impact of the reduction in business relief, together with also the new rules around employment. So these
are they doing anything right now, do you see? Because, we heard these warnings before, we're hearing the warnings after, but actual sort of action needing to be taken a bit more urgently than it previously was?
Well, these impacts aren't going to happen until April next year. So what businesses will be doing now is looking as to what they can afford. What does that mean for their margins? What does it mean for wage growth for their staff? So are they going to be able to factor in the annual increases that they had expected to be able to give to staff this year? They may also be tempering investment projects. So as your previous guest said, this will go to growth projects.
And do you think
scaling back?
Sorry to interrupt you. When you see, those kinds of things, that scaling back, do you also, given it's one of the things you crunch the numbers on very regularly, do you expect this to mean more insolvencies directly?
So we expect it to be in the small to medium-sized businesses that will be mostly impacted. Obviously, the micro businesses have been cushioned to some extent with the increase in the employment allowance. But those small to medium owner-managed businesses will feel the impact more than the larger corporates, who will have the ability to, or more of the ability to absorb costs because they're likely to have more access to funding or reserves.
Wonder, there's been many storms weathered by these businesses in recent years. But would you expect this budget to mean now some of those businesses will be going bust, and more would than you would have expected before the budget, or not?
We expect to see an increase in distress, definitely, across the hospitality, leisure and retail sectors, particularly next year, and in that small to medium-sized sector. Businesses will be planning ahead. We think there will be an uptick in insolvencies, in administrations where businesses are sold, and therefore there's likely to be more consolidation across sectors. And then we will probably see an increase in liquidations, which is where effectively a company, the business, ceases to trade.
Yeah, no buyer can be found, nothing can be broken,
no
up,
buyer,
all that
exactly.
kind of thing. Sarah, thank you. Sarah Rayment there, co-head of global restructuring at the financial risk consultancy firm Kroll.